All right, so the electrical has pretty much been finished. I have gotten all of that wired up. Say hi to Lori. And so, as I mentioned before, we bought the van that was already started, and it had the flooring in it, which I've showed you in other videos. But we've gone ahead and actually taken the flooring out because whoever did it prior to this put in a whole extra, what would you say, a half inch? She's gonna grab me a piece of insulation. Yeah, so this thick piece right here was on top of all of this, which was overkill in my opinion, and I only wanted it like this thin stuff that's already down that he already had in the slots, in the grooves of the cargo van. So I'm 6'1". I need all the height I can get, so it was adding too much. And then of course once I put in my my furring strips and the cladding, I'm gonna lose even more height. So I want every bit of, so basically that thick piece that we took out, it's gonna gain me some more head space, a little bit, about that much more, and I'll take it. So that much more sometimes makes a difference, right, Lori?
Oh, absolutely.
So here we are. It is what, about 10:30?
Yep.
10:30. We finally got the floor back in. We had to make some custom cuts for different things like around the wheel well and that sort of thing, because now that it was an inch lower, the person who installed the floor made very detailed custom cuts before, so therefore when we went lower we had to widen some of the cuts. So we got that finished and we are now all wrapped up for the night. It isn't back together exactly how it was, but it's pretty darn close, I would say. Yeah. She's shy. She's camera shy.
I'm definitely not shy.
That's fine. She doesn't want to be on camera. All right, so it's fine. I did all the work myself and smashed my finger in the process. But Nurse Lori over here gave me some great medicine. So I thought I would document the non-fun parts of van life as well when you're trying to work on your van and you suddenly come down with the case of the stomach flu or stomach virus, whatever you want to call it. And so here I am now, day 2 of sick, in bed, and I sit there staring at my van and all of this stuff keeps coming in from UPS and FedEx and Amazon, and I can't do a thing because I am exhausted and I'm tired of being in the bathroom and it sucks. So this is also part of it, but oh well, I'll get back to it soon. Looking forward to getting more stuff done. And now I've also learned that I have kind of a timeline to finish the van, basically have it move in ready in 6 weeks. Wow. Anyway, fortunately Lori was here for the last couple of days, helping take care of me, putting her nursing degree to great use. She went and made me rice and brought me Jell-O and just was here to wait on me hand and foot, which who doesn't love that? I mean, it was like being spoiled for sure, but really all I wanted was just some lovin's, some good old-fashioned lovin's and cuddlings and just somebody to make me feel a little better, and she did a great job with that. So I am on the mend. Okay, what's up everybody? I can pull this down for a second. I'm wearing a mask not because of COVID, but because it helps with my allergies, because I'm tired of my nose dripping non-stop and working on a van and construction. It's not fun. So today we are going to put up the furring strips, and by we I mean me, because I'm here solo. So I'm going to start cutting these out, putting them in for the ceiling joists, and then hopefully on the side panels as well. So let's get started. So I've gone ahead and cut them. I had to cut them a few times. I don't see how they flex. Maybe I'm using the wrong wood. I went with a 3/8 inch, I believe, plywood, because it's just a lot more flexible. Cut it in 3-inch strips. So, and here's my end result. We'll see if it works. I don't know. It's, I think I'm gonna, before I cut any more and demolish this wood all for nothing, I think I'm going to fasten one up there and see how it looks and how sturdy it is. Let's try it. So before I start putting up these strips, I realized I had to take out these little LED lights from the interior van lights that were still up in right in here and over in there. So I popped them out, and actually I've been thinking about, I don't know why I keep wearing this mask when I'm on camera. I'm just so used to wearing it because of my allergies. Anyway, so I actually have been thinking about putting some exterior lights outside the van so that maybe when I'm backing up, I have some more lights and I can flip a switch, or if maybe I just want to turn it on for extra lighting. And these are like nice and really bright white. So I'm thinking I could repurpose these little LED lights, and attach some plugins right there to power them up and mount them outside my van somehow. So I think I'm going to hold on to these, and maybe even the little wiring harness that it came with, just so I can, plug them in easier. Like here's a little wiring harness. So I could always just either repurpose that or just run new wiring, either way. But I thought I'd share. I thought that was kind of a cool little find that I have. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to trying to attach these. The other thing I noticed is I bought these self-drilling, self-tapping sheet metal screws, 1.5 inch, which made me nervous because I was like, oh shoot, am I gonna go through it? But according to somebody else, that was the right length, and it's not gonna go all the way through it. But I had intended to countersink it because it's a hex bolt, and I don't want that sticking up through the wood. So I was gonna countersink it. Well, it's only 3/8 inch wood, so right angle there. So if I countersink that and put it down here, I'm like pretty much almost through the wood. Not much wood to secure to, so we'll see how it goes. I feel like I'm not getting anything done because now I go to fasten these things, and I don't know how people are doing this, because everywhere that you could fasten it, there's a freaking hole. Everywhere. I mean, right here's the center. What am I supposed to like go right in between here? There's already so many holes in this thing that I don't know where I can fasten it. This is the frustrating part. No, the whole thing is the frustrating part. Who am I kidding? I don't know. Okay, so as you can see, I got it up. Still have a little bit of a gap in here, but the board's just not going to flex that much, so it's fine. It's a nice smooth curve. I'm okay with that little bit of space. So yeah, so I went in. Sorry about all the weird camera angles here, but I countersunk them, put in 2 bolts. They're nice and good. They're not coming out. Nice and tight. I'm happy with it. That's 1 down. 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. Yeah, baby. Like a glove. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Here we are on day 2 of putting up the furring strips. I've already got all the ceiling done. I used 3/8-inch plywood. It worked out really well. And then I started on the furring strips on the side here. And I watched a couple other people's videos on how they did this because I did not want to go and spend nearly $2,000 on getting the bump outs just so I can fit a couple of extra inches. And so I've seen one other video do it. I can't remember their names right now, but I'll definitely link them in the video because they definitely deserve full credit for this. So as they say in their video, they had to come up with an idea and be a little creative. So I'm using the existing bump outs that are technically already in the van. I have a full queen size mattress that I'm going to put in the van. And so it is actually going to fit inside of this cavity from bumper to bumper, and I will put insulation on the back side of panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some paper, make a template for all of this, and then of course I will cut out the windows and I will make a frame for that, attach the frame to the actual strips of wood here, and then the furring strips, and then yeah, I'll make some kind of a plywood cutout, I guess, template, if you will, and that will be that'll have the insulation attached to it, and then I'll put that up against and attach it to the furring strips. The window frame itself will also get attached to the frame that I'm going to make with the plywood, and that will all get up and attached to the furring strips, and it should work. So we shall see, but this is what I've gotten done so far. And it's another hot day here in Pennsylvania, so I'm just kind of thinking things through before I just go ahead and drill holes in the van and attach stuff. Then I don't want to have to like redo it. So that's the update for today. I'm gonna keep on working. Hey everybody, we're back again. Today we are going to work on the framing out of the windows with using a template that I just made on the window. I used some paper, some really big paper, which I'll show you here in a minute, to trace out where the window is, and then in between the two pieces of furring strips, so that way I can make a big cutout with some plywood. So I'll take you over here and show you what I've done. So here we have my 48-inch by about 34-inch wide cutout for the window. So this whole section of plywood will get cut out, and then I'll cut out the actual window section itself, and then I will build a little frame for the window that will sit inside of the plywood, which will create structural support for the plywood, and that will get attached to the furring strips inside. So you'll see how it all gets put together shortly. Remember, measure twice, cut once. You don't want to mess it up. Now here's a nice little tip for you. If you don't need a whole good section of plywood, like perhaps you just need the majority of it, but maybe the ends of it that you find at Home Depot or Lowe's is all jacked up, buy that sheet and take it to them and say, this is damaged, but I still want to purchase it. And a lot of times they'll give you like a 10 to 20% discount on that sheet. So good way to save a little bit of money. So next, what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm going to fit this in here, and I'm going to take 2 strips of furring strips, if I can finally remember what they're called. I'm going to take 2 strips of furring strips. 2 strips of furring strips. I'm going to take 2 pieces of furring strips is what I'm going to do. Attach them to here and here, and then they will get attached to these that are mounted on. So hopefully that works. We'll see. I might have to cut this little piece off, or at least I'm going to attach it here, but I'll probably stop at this little section right here. So, and then I might have to make some small little cuts here, just like at the corners, just so it fits in there nice. And then on the back side of this, if you're wondering about insulation, once my Havelock wool insulation comes in, I'm going to staple it to the back of this. That way I can get a little bit of insulation, though it will be compressed, which isn't ideal for the highest R value, because this is the van wall, so there's not much insulation coming in, or insulation being provided, I should say. I'm sorry, I can't seem to talk today. But I'll still have a little bit of insulation on the back. It'll still be, you know, the right amount of insulation. It'll just be compressed. And according to Havelock's website, you don't want to actually compress it. You want it to be basically as fluffy as possible to give you the highest R value. So I'll probably get maybe an R3, R4 out of it. I'm guessing, I don't know. Okay, so here's the dilemma. I think my idea will definitely work, but because I wasn't really thinking about long-term things, I bought some wood that was a little warped, and now it just dawned on me that when I put that up there, I'm not going to be able to use that particular section of plywood because it's warped, and because that's going to basically be the backing of my interior wall when I put my cladding over it. I don't want it to be wavy, and my walls will look, you know, wavy as well. So definitely important to have a nice flat sheet. I think going with 3/8 is fine as long as you can get a really nice straight, non-warped at all. Like, it has to be perfectly flat for this to work. Otherwise your walls are going to be wavy as well. So, which sucks, because maybe I'll get some other use out of that plywood, I don't know, but it's 30 bucks. So that's where I'm at now. I think I'll be heading to Home Depot or Lowe's here actually shortly to pick up a very flat sheet of plywood. Probably I might even go with a little thicker than 3/8 just to make sure it's nice and rigid. Okay, so I am back from Lowe's, and I got a new sheet of plywood that is thicker, more durable, more rigid, and I've gone ahead and drawn out the cutout for the window of where I'm going to be cutting it out, and it's also a flat sheet this time, so it's not bowed. As you can see, this stuff just didn't cut it, so I'm going to take these off, and I'm also going to make it my cut once I get it cut out. Probably going to trim it down just a little bit to compensate for the gap in between the furring strips. So let's get started. Welcome to yet another day. These things take so much time. Sometimes it's just literally sitting here in the van staring at what I need to do next. And so far, it doesn't seem like I've gotten much done, but I have. I've put up 2 more pieces of wood. Yay! But that's not it. So I started on the bed frame, footer, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Joist. That's what I'm going to attach the cross beams and stuff to. And then I put in another little piece of board right here that's going to hold in my little frame, which I have completed. I'm just literally waiting on the insulation to get here any day now from Havelock. So they said it ships out within 7 days of my order, but I ordered it last Sunday, and today is Tuesday. So still no confirmation on whether it's been shipped, but I digress. So today I am finishing this side, and I'm putting up all of the rest of the furring strips that are going to go along this wall, making up the same window frame that we have over here. I'm also going to kind of do what I'm doing with the windows with a little bit of a cutout, except I'm just going to do like a small little box section that is kind of recessed in, so that way I have some like inset shelving. So I think that would be kind of a cool look, so it's not just a wall of cladding, you know, behind the sink. Or yeah, this is the stove counter area. So and then I'm thinking of maybe building 2 walls behind each of the seats, because they are not going to be on swivel seats, because right behind them is going to be, you can see where I have the blue tape, is going to be counter space, so we will not be able to travel back and forth between them. So I'm thinking maybe putting up a wall. I don't know. I just think based on how far the seats are back, that putting a wall there might make it feel smaller. I don't know. Maybe you guys can leave me a comment on what would be the best way to handle this here. So keep in mind, this is a 148-inch wheelbase with a mid-roof. So I am 6'1". There's my height. That's all I get. You can see how much of a cranked neck I will have. There we go. This is kind of a good idea right there. That's my height, and probably actually a little bit lower because you add in about a ½ inch for the cladding. So anyway, also helpful tip or helpful tool today. Let's focus back there. Yeah, that bad boy, courtesy of my friend Brandon. It has been a huge help. Should have just went out and bought one, but when you have friends that have tools, borrow it. Don't go and waste, $200 on it, because what are you going to do with it when you're done? You're living in a van down by the river. Such a cliche expression now that I'm actually in the van life. All right, back to it. Why? Literally blood, sweat, and I'm not going to cry on camera. Okay, well, I'm kind of at a stopping point. When you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, take inventory of everything you need, because when you run out of screws, you kind of have to stop. So, even though I was already there about 2 hours ago, they're going to start to know me real soon. looks like I'm heading back to Lowe's again. So I'm also hoping the weather's gonna hold up too, because it's not looking too good. Well, of course, I mentioned it, and now it's raining. So hurry up and clean everything up, put it in for now until this rain goes away, so that we're not getting all of our wood wet. Much like this piece over here. Alright, so as you can see, I have gotten pretty much most of the furring strips up. I do want to put, one more going across there like I have over there and down there. I need to put one more little strip of wood there once we make our frame for the window, which we have made one for the passenger side, which is laying down there. Then I went ahead and I'm just kind of, these aren't really fastened in place, but I'm just kind of mocking up how our bed platform is going to be. So these are already fastened. Well, I should say this one's already fastened. This one's just kind of up there by pressure right now, but it will be fastened to the side as well. And then I'm getting joist hangers, which are on the way right now as I speak. And they will be attached to the 2x4s for the joists, and they'll be hung up onto the cross board right there. And I think that should be strong enough to support it. And then I will put a heavy sheet of plywood on top for the actual platform itself to put the mattress on. I'll probably go with probably a 3/4 inch piece, just so it's nice and sturdy and it's not going to bow or anything like that. So that's the update that I'm doing right now. I'm just waiting on insulation. Once the insulation comes, I can get rocking and rolling and get that all up. I think I also was going to build a little frame for that, because when I bought the van, it came with that installed, but there's no casing for it. I don't know, like, if he stopped in the middle of it, but everyone that I've seen, they have like a white plastic casing that goes around that black strip. I'll zoom in here so you can see. So I'm gonna see if I can order one. If not, I'll just frame it out, I guess. So that's the update for now. So we learned that Lori is great at taking measurements.
I am good at taking measurements.
This is 21 and a half. I cut it exactly 21 and a half. What was the space?
20 and a half.
Okay. So I need to cut off how many inches? What were we saying? What were we saying last time? Sometimes it's just the inch that matters the most.
You still need to shave off.
This one was too big.
And you need to shave off a 1/4 inch on this one so it fits in. Still a smidge more.
Okay, so far what we've gotten done is we finally made this other panel for our driver's side, which the back side of it is going to be insulated, and we've gotten all of our furring strips up that are vertical and our horizontals, as well as all of our ceiling, as you have seen before. Most of the electrical is pretty much done and wrapped up, and we've gotten in the support crossbars for the bed. We're not going to put the bed platform together until we put all the cladding and the insulation up. That way we don't have to constantly step over it. And now, next, Lori, who's behind the camera, and we are going to start making the bench seats. So one thing that I did mention earlier is that we will not be able to do our slide out table because it's going to be way too low. Like, it would be coming out and hitting us in the knee. So what I'm going to do is find one of those brackets with the articulating tables that will, you know, kind of fold down and then come up and rotate into place. And then I think we're also going to mount it on the outside here somewhere, like on the outside of the fridge maybe, or the container that holds the fridge. That way it can swivel out and we can use the table outside. So that's where we are now, and we got both of our panels done, which was nice. It was definitely a lot of detailed cuts to make sure that it will go around the window, much like what you'll see right there. So, and then we also have little frame boxes that will go over the window as well.
You want them?
What?
Do you want to show the frame?
Yeah, let me grab them really quickly here. We got, here's one. So I'll show you what this looks like and how it's going to be. So this will go just like that. I think it's in there nice and flush. And then these, of course, will get attached to these boards. And there we go.
Awesome. Looks so good.
Yeah. So the only thing I need to figure out is what will I put right in here? I guess, you know, the cladding will be across it, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But I'll attach the frame then to the plywood on both the bottom and the side, as well as from the back side here off of this board as well. So that's it. I'm super excited. So these will get stained as well once we're ready to fully install them. And then this, of course, will be covered with cladding.
In the back will have your insulation on.
Yeah, or, you know, the other thing we could do also that I thought about is maybe just covering these in like a fabric instead of doing, because the bed's really going to be here, so this will just all, there's no sense of maybe not necessarily putting cladding on it. I don't know, but we can figure that out. Anyway, I don't know if I was out of shot or not, but
I'm not sure.
Zooming in on my crotch
I
there.
think I was.
So let's just get the crotch shot. Thanks. All right, on that note, thanks. We'll give you an update. So this is it for now. Make sure, and I'll show you the rest of the stuff that we're gonna make in another video, the benches and everything. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment down below on anything else that I've said in the video, because this is like a 3 or 4 day video that I've made, so I don't even remember everything that I said. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.